presence sensor, light sensor, temperature sensor and humidity sensor. Is it enough in one device? No, it is also an infrared blaster. Is it enough? No, it is also a BLE gateway. And what is it? It is a LinknLink eMotion Ultra full walkthrough pairing with the LinknLink app and a home assistant. All that and not only in this video, consider subscribing. SmartTube welcomes. Let's go. It is not the first presence sensor which I have from this company. In my last video I did a review of the eMotion Pro, but this device I think is just on another level. So I was mentioning that it would be good to have magnets on this stand. So here, see, you have a magnet. Here you also have a magnet. So the stand now is even better. So it was very stable, or at least when I was placing it was quite stable, so I didn't have any problem to put the device in the right direction and position. And here it's even better. It's very firm and really nice. If you are not familiar with the presence sensor, and it may be your first that you want to buy, so with the presence sensor the thing is that they can see even a small movement. So even if you are still, you are sitting, they can see you. The motion sensor only see if you are really moving. If you are waving your hand or moving your hand, then they will see it. But with the presence sensor, if you are sitting and reading a book, they will see you. You are just breathing, they will see you. So this sensor is a 2D sensor, a presence sensor, so it exactly see where you are in the 2D. You will see, I will show you the map from the application where we're gonna pair it, but it see in 2D, and you can see also I think a distance, and maybe not in the LinknLink, but for sure in the, I think, home assistant. I think this is what I've seen even in the Pro version. But this device costs around $60. I will place the links to this device in the video description. I think you can buy it from the AliExpress, from Amazon, and also directly from the company, from their website. But this device costs around $60, and I think if you look at what it has, the price doesn't seem to be high. So $60, okay, yes, it is a bit high, but if you consider everything what's inside, I think it is really a good price. And of course I'm gonna test this device in my living room, and after my test I can tell you whether it works good or not. This is the device, the real presence sensor, and here also I think there is a light sensor. However, where is the temperature and humidity sensor? So now it comes to what's also inside the box. So we have a stand, we have the device, but we have also a cable, a 2-meter cable. I'll open it and show it to you. So there is a 2-meter cable, and with the eMotion Pro there was a 1 meter, and I was saying that, oh, it could be longer, 1 meter may not be enough. But here it is 2 meters, and what we have here is the temperature and humidity sensor. So it's gonna be near the device. So here we plug it in, USB-C, yeah, and then like this, cable goes here, okay. And then you can place it this way or this way, and you have to select how you place it in the application, but I will show you later. But okay, so here we have the temperature and humidity sensor, and that's gonna be everything. So inside there is also the infrared blaster, plus this is also a BLE gateway. So of course it will not work with other devices, I think with the other devices from other company which are on the Bluetooth Low Energy. But if you have other sensors from this company which are on the BLE, then they can connect to this presence sensor. That's not everything what we have in the box. You have also this, so you can mount with this the stand. And then there is also a user manual as always, but here no, it's about adding a device. I think I will not gonna show you it. I will just add it to the LinknLink application, then to the Home Assistant, and we're gonna go through everything. The important thing is that we are missing the power supply. So power supply unit is missing, but what we need here, we need at least 2 amperes. If I will show you the box, so here you can see that device needs at least 2 amperes, eMotion Ultra, and that's, I think, what we are interested in. And this device can see people, and not just one person, it can see people. So it will tell you exactly where is one person, I don't know, on the armchair, one person gonna be on the couch, and I will show you the map, how it looks like and how it counts. And of course, it is not an AI. If you just stand one person behind another, it will not see that there are 2 people, it will see 1. But in other case, it should see you correctly. This works on the millimeter waves, so it is called mmWaves, and this is a kind of electromagnetic waves that are shooting from this device, and they work on the 60 gigahertz frequency. So the previous one, which I was showing, the eMotion Ultra, eMotion Pro, was on 24 gigahertz. This one is 60. If you compare what's the difference between them, so this one can see in 2D, the Pro can see only in one direction, and also the 24 I think is more precise, and in terms of the movement with 60 I think it is a bit less. It cannot go through some objects, so I'm gonna check how it works. But based on what I read and I've seen, I think it's gonna be pretty awesome. I think now we can pair this device with my LinknLink application, and let's see how it works. As you can see, the presence sensor is blinking, so I assume it is in the painting mode. Let's open the LinknLink application. I'm already there. As you can see, I have 2 presence sensors already. One and both of them are with the brightness, with the light sensor. If you install for the first time the application, you will need to create an account and all of that stuff. And then after you create your account, what you do, you press the plus and then add device. And yeah, as I'm adding this for the first time from this phone, I need to allow to look for devices nearby, and we want to add a new device, and it's gonna be about the E-series hubs and sensors. And over here what we want to add is a radar presence sensor at the bottom. It's flashing. We want to allow to find new devices, and this device is a Wi-Fi device, so we need to connect this device to our Wi-Fi network. So now we need to put the name and the password to the Wi-Fi, and as you can see, it is connecting. It is connected to our network, and now we can add it to the room. So I think it is very good thing to add it to the room, because this device works with the Google Assistant and with Alexa. So if we put the correct room, then I think all other our sensor automations or questions, requests to those assistants can be handled better. So I will have it in the living room, and now we want to give it a name. I will call it a presence, and we can use the device. So we have a new firmware, and as always we should update it, because it may give us some bug fixes and device can work better, so we should always update it to the latest firmware. So it can take now a bit. I'm gonna enter the device again, and we should get new sub devices. And yes, we have new sub device, and it's gonna be in a living room, set name, and that's the first one is the presence sensor, so we want to add it. And as in the other sensors from LinknLink, we have zones, so we can set up to 4 zones, so we can divide the room to 4 different zones and make a different sensor, presence sensor in them. So that also goes to the Home Assist, so we can really create nice automations with that. I will now leave it as it is, so save. Okay, use device now. Yeah, it just tells you how to put the device in the correct way, where to not put it, and then how it's gonna be placed. So I'm gonna use it this way. So I'm just leaving the top option and confirm installation. And what I want to do, I want to motion trajectory tracking, and now we should see in a 2D. And I just place my hand above the sensor and you can see that it sees me. So okay, and now I'm just in front of it like here, and I'm also there. Current number, so we have one person. Okay, but we want to add another sub devices. So I'm going out, I'm going again to the presence, and we have a new sub device. So we also want to add it living room. Okay, and that's the bright. I'm leaving the name as it is. I know use device now, and it is bright. Yes, we are exactly under the lights, so it is bright, and we're gonna see the look sensor, and it works already pretty nice. So I'm using the look sensor already in my office and also bathroom. So based on those readings, I turn on the lights if it's required. It works really nice, and that's the bright sensor. But we should have also a humidity and temperature sensor. Okay, and now we have another sub device, add living room temperature and humidity sensor. Okay, we can save it. Temperature gonna be temperature, humidity gonna be humidity. I think it's fine. I'm just not gonna change the names for that. But this is what we need. Done. Use device temperature 20.6. I think that's probably correct, and 60% humidity, and also correct. Okay, and you can see everything in one device. At the top we can see an option to add BLE sub devices, but from the LinknLink I do not have anything. But in terms of the devices which are for the infrared, you have it at the bottom. So add appliance, and then you can pick what you want. So I have an air condition. However, I don't think so I'm gonna use it because it is upstairs. But when you want to add the infrared devices to control, then you can choose whether you want to see it in the Home Assistant or in the LinknLink application. But for now, I'm not gonna add it, and that's probably everything from this section. If we go to the motion here, what we want to do, or what I will do in my tests when I put the device where I want, I'm gonna test how it works. So the important thing is to set up the zones. For example, where is my couch, where are my chairs, and then set up some automation. So if you want to change the zones, we can go to zone 1, and then you have a color which is a purple, and let's say the purple gonna be on this side. So here I have a couch like this. So that's gonna be a couch, and then we can do some detailed configuration of the zone. So for how long there is a presence, then the sensor will change its status, and where it should change back to no presence. All of that can be changed per each zone. However, that's the first zone. I'm gonna save it. So we're also gonna see it in the Home Assistant. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna also set a second zone. So that's gonna be this part, and we will change the color, leave the same. Then zone 3 gonna be this orange, and then the zone 4 gonna be here. That may already be in the kitchen. I'm not sure, maybe 2 last squares are in the kitchen, but I'm gonna see it. So now I'm gonna save it, and now we have four zones. However, the sensor will also detect the movement in other squares which are not attached to any zones, and I think that's gonna be captured by the overall presence sensor that we can see here and also in the Home Assistant. And I think it's everything in terms of the application and in the LinknLink application. However, I mentioned that we can see everything in the Home Assistant. So to have this device in the Home Assistant, we need to go to the 3 dots and enter the MQTT connection. So over here, what we need to do is quite easy, because we just need to fill the IP address of our Home Assistant, and when we have it, we click OK. The port number as it's mentioned below, it should be 1883. And then we need to put the login and password which you created for your MQTT broker in the Home Assistant. So in my case, it is something, and then we press save. And then if you go back to the MQTT connection, now we're gonna see it whether it connected correctly or not. And we can see MQTT connection status connected, and it means that we did it correctly, and everything now should be visible in our Home Assistant. So that's done, and I think now I can go and mount this device in my room, and I'm gonna show you how it works. Before testing the device and mounting it where I want, I think I should first show you how it looks in the Home Assistant. So the device should be already there, and what I need to do now is go to the settings and then integrations, find the MQTT, click for the device, and here look for eMotion. You could see that I have already 3 in the link and in the application, and over here also. And then here is the eMotion Ultra, and let's see what we have here. First thing, all target counts. So there is one person. Yes, I'm here. We have brightness, humidity, okay, and we have the distance to each target. So I was not sure about that, but yes, in the Home Assistant we can see how far we are from that device. However, we also see in those squares, so the zone where the person is. But where is the temperature? Temperature, it's here. So 20.7 is correct. And then we have the details also about the zone. I was on the map not in any zone, and it is detected as no person over there. However, in terms of any presence, which is this sensor, we can see that there is a presence. So we can set up the zones plus the overall presence, and we can choose whatever we want based on the overall or the zone. We can create automations in the Home Assistant. Let's agree that in the LinknLink you could have the presence sensor, because for now I think it's amazing. But in the Home Assistant we can link it to the IKEA lights, which I have, Zigbee lights, which I have, WLED, which is behind me, also there with Samsung TV. So lots of things that we can connect to this device makes the stands and automations. And so this is about the sensor, but at the bottom, if you go down, we can also do some configuration. So it means that we don't need to go to the LinknLink application and do the configuration. Yes, not everything is in the Home Assistant. So for example, those timings, how long there needs to be the presence to change the sensor from one state to another, we need to do that there. But here we also have some. So we have brightness change, how frequently the brightness should be updated, humidity change, radar target update frequency in seconds, reverse x-axis. So I think this is the correct how I will put it, I think just over there. And then temperature change and temperature and humidity update frequency is also here. I will leave it as it is. I don't want to mess with that. I think for now I assume it's gonna be fine. If not, then we can play with that. But that's everything in the Home Assistant. And now I think we can mount the device, play with it, test it, and let's see how it works. Okay, presence sensor is mounted. So I'm gonna show you where it is. So at the beginning I thought that I'm gonna put it directly in the middle of the room. So over here, but actually what I did, I placed it here in the corner. So there is a nice spot for that. It's at the corner. I need to work on the cable, because here you can see there is a power supply unit behind the curtain, but the cable unfortunately is going from the top of that unit. Sensor, then below you can see here the temperature humidity sensor. I'm gonna show it now how it looks like, but you can also at the same time see the map. And for some reason in the map I see two people, so I'm not sure what's the reason, but the map sees two people, maybe because I have two phones and then that somehow show it, and I'm not sure why it is showing. So now I move the bag which was on the floor and it is not moving, and now I can see just one person. So I'm gonna show you. So now I'm sitting on the couch and that should be in the red area. So you can see that I changed the areas. So now I'm on the couch. There is the presence sensor. Now I can move at the other side of the couch. Here it is. Now to the armchair. I'm in the blue area. Another armchair. And you can see that I can be seen by the sensor. So I'm gonna also show you how it spots more than one person, but it's already late, so everyone are sleeping in my home. But I'm gonna test it and also show you later. But now, as we set up everything, I can go to different sensors from this device. So we have a brightness, and in terms of the brightness we can see that it is only 3 lux. So with all those lights it's just 3 lux, and from 10 it starts to be bright. So we can see that it is not bright, but then temperature and humidity sensor 21.6. So I think that sensor, it's not the best option. You know, it's good to have it there in the price, but having it there on the cable, and if you mount it that high, it's usually warmer. We have 21.5, but in this room is around 20.6. I think just the manufacturer itself says that it's better to put it on the wall. I don't remember the height, but like let's say 1 meter. That's the best preference. Maybe I think I can go on the phone. So 1 second. So if I just enter the presence sensor and then the installation guide. So next, and you can see that the preferred option is to put it on the wall, and now I cannot see it, but yeah, probably it would be better for the temperature sensor, and not maybe for the humidity, but for the temperature sensor for sure. So that would be a better option. But now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move, let's say, to the kitchen side. So that's gonna be that orange amber area, and you can see that I'm there. The automations you can exactly set up based on those zones, and I think yeah, I'm gonna do that. We can see that it works correctly, and I was testing, you know, like sitting for a long time, trying not to move, and you know, it sees me. Yeah, everything works as expected, and that's about the device. And I'm gonna test how many people it can see. So I'm gonna invite my family, and let's see yeah, whether it will capture everyone. And then you can pass it to the home assistant, the number of people from all of your presence sensor, and then you could have a sensor in the home assistant that would count the number of people that you have in the house. I think it is everything. So brightness, presence, temperature, and humidity sensor. Yes, I show it everything. Yeah, now I'm gonna do some automations. You know, they're not gonna be probably the latest version, because for sure it was the same thing as with the sensor that I had in a previous video, that I put it, then I had to work on it, then I noticed that the lux, I don't know, 8 lux is still not enough for me to not turn off the light. So I changed it, I don't know, to 9, and then 9 is enough for me to say don't turn on the light. And I think I also extended the time without the presence to turn off the light. So you know, it's like a trial and error that you need to see whether the specific automation works correctly or not for you. So now I'm gonna switch to Home Assistant to create those automations, and then I can show you how it works. Okay, so I have the automations ready. They are not my last automations. I think I just created them to show you that it works. So for now, I'm gonna leave it like that. However, I think the main purpose for now gonna be that I want to turn off the lights when I'm not in the living room, and also the Xbox as well as the TV. It happens that kids leave it on. That's gonna be very good option to just turn off all of it when no one is there. What's gonna happen now is that if I enter the zone 1, where is the couch, the light should turn on. Yeah, and you can see that the lights got turned on. So it's not like I'm not gonna show you the automation because they are quite simple. I think I will just paste the code into the description of the video, or maybe the paste bin. You can just see something. But that's the first thing. So now I can go to zone 2. So I'm gonna sit on my armchair, and now this light, yeah, it should turn on. And as you could see, I think I have like 2 seconds. If there is presence sensor, if there is a presence for 2 seconds, then the light will turn on, and here you can see. And now if there is no presence in zone 1 or 2, then the lights will go off, and I think it needs to be for a minute. Plus in the automations I have a change from presence to no for 30 seconds, and then if for 30 seconds there is no presence, then the lights will go off, and there is a transition, I think 5 seconds, so it doesn't work for all the light bulbs. However, if you have ZigBee light bulbs, for example from the IKEA, then the transition should work. But for the Wi-Fi, I think I tried it and it didn't work. Now I will just go out of the zones, and yeah, you're gonna see that the lights just turn off. Okay, you can see that the light is going off. So this one, there was a transition and it's off, and now the one that left is here and it's off. So you can see that I'm on the edge of that area when the sensor is just seeing the presence. I think it works perfect. So I think for the kitchen area I would need another presence sensor. I think like over there it's, I don't know, maybe like 6 on 6 meters, something like that. And that's just for the one presence sensor. Maybe I would just change it a little bit, the angle, and it could capture something from the kitchen, but I think it's good as like that. And I'm gonna have another presence sensor here, and then it should be fine. So that's the first thing, so you can see how it works. And now I will try if I will place 5 people around the living room, whether it will capture all of them. I'm already after the test, so now you can see on the screen that I was testing the map, and I was trying to get 5 people on the map. So 2 people were sitting on the armchair, then 2 on the sofa, and then the 5th person was trying to be seen by the sensor, by the radar, but unfortunately I did not manage to have 5 people on the map. So with the 4 it was quite easy. The people had to sit rather away from each other, and then the radar could catch them. But the 5th, I think it was like the room is not also that big, maybe that's the reason, but the radar couldn't catch 5 of them. It was saying that there is, I don't know, at least 4. So for 4 was sure, but the 5th was not visible. But I think still, looking at how it works, it is a great product. I haven't had any problems with the automation that I have, so turning on the light and turning off the light, so all of that is working. So I'm just connecting my automation to the look sensor, and then the light is turning on. Also, if the television is on, it's a bit different behavior. And unfortunately I couldn't test the BLE gateway as well as the infrared blaster, so I didn't add it. But as well as in the home assistant and in the app, everything seems to be working correctly. What I'm planning to do with the presence sensor is to buy more of them that sees in the 2D and can see people, so I could count them. Whether I will use LinknLink Ultra, I don't know, but I think the $60 for what they have, it is a good price. And you can find the link in the video description to places where you can buy it. We have like the official page, AliExpress, and more or less everywhere is rather the same price. On the market, yeah, I think you can find some other sensors like that. I know Akara have FP2, I think it's called, but if you look at what it offers, it's not that much if you compare it to LinknLink. So, and I'm not sure now, but the price probably is higher also, or maybe the same range, but I don't remember that they had those extra sensor which you can find the LinknLink. And I was just thinking that why the infrared blaster is needed, but the company still keep it. I cannot find what in my case this devices that use it. Maybe I have a soundbar, the JBL soundbar, but now I'm not sure whether from the top from this side it would go below the TV, but maybe I could just try it. Yeah, why not? But that's gonna be everything. Like television is not on the infrared, I think, because I can be like really, I don't know, upstairs, and I can control the the TV with the remote controller. So that's that. And then upstairs the air condition, I have air condition that could work, and probably air condition, then you would have that infrared remote controllers. That's what I have also. And BLE gateway, in terms of that one, I'm also not sure whether that's needed. If you are, I think, in just with the LinknLink devices, and you can connect other their products, then that's okay. But in terms of the temperature and humidity, that's a really good thing to have. So you don't need those sensors around the house just to double it. You will have just one and everything in it. So that's really, I think, helpful. So the connection with the Home Assistant is great, but I need a bit more time also with the product. I will let you know in the comments if anything happened, so I will keep you up to date with my experience with this device. But if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments. And that's gonna be all. Consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.